It's nice to see you again, Westchester. It is Friday, June 27th, 2025, and I'm Benita Ties with the Westchester Chronicle. This month, the Borough Council held their monthly work session and voting session. The work session began with Vice President Nicole Shimoni thanking the Westchester Police Department for their role in the apprehension of Kevin Krebs, who came to the No Kings protest on Saturday the 14th with a loaded gun and several cartridges of ammunition. Mayor Lillian DeBaptiste said the following in regards to Westchester's unique relationship with the local police.
Because this is why we go through such rigorous training, such rigorous selection process to make sure that we are getting the best people possible. And it shows because even on social media, which can be awfully critical, I went to one of the sites and they were like, well, why aren't they banging them to the ground and knocking them up against the this or that? And they were like, well, this is Westchester. Westchester police don't act like that. Westchester police treat people fairly and calmly. And they were like, and then a bunch of people started talking about how they used to live in Westchester or they lived in Westchester. And the Westchester police aren't like other police places. And it was remarkable for me to see that on social media because I'm like, people aren't very kind on social media. And to see that, I think it was the testimony to a lot of hard work that the chief and the previous chiefs and the officers all put in to make Westchester Police the finest possible police. And for that, I say thank you, Vice President Shimoni, for acknowledging that hard work. You know, you're in the moment and you're working the best you can. And I applaud them all. Thank you.
Westchester is able to remain safe due to the collaboration of the residents and the police department. If you see something, say something. Thank you for keeping Westchester secure. If you want to find out more about the arrest of Kevin Krebs, take a look at our special report released on Tuesday. We would like to note that at the end of public comment, a West Goshen resident, Margie Swart, came up to the podium to add their statements regarding Saturday's event to the record. This is what occurred next.
Hi, good evening. My name is Margie Swart, and I'm a West Goshen Township resident. I consider myself a...
Hey, Madam Chair, point of order. This is for residents of the borough. This person just said she's from West Goshen, that she's not a taxpayer member of the borough, and it's for residents only.
So I would ask the question, is what you're about to say pertinent to the borough of Westchester, and we could find value from it?
Yes, I believe so. Well, and I disagree with...
I need a second, please, on the point of order.
Second, I think what we have to do is you have to be entertained to be on an agenda, ask the committee chairs.
Well, first of all, I would like to say I disagree with Mr. Flynn's assessment that I'm not a taxpayer because our West Goshen
Is
taxes...
taxpayer of the borough of Westchester or a resident or a business owner?
Sorry, Mr. Flynn, we let her finish.
Madam Chair, we have a second on the point of order.
So with this, and let's just everyone relax, but this is again for residents of the borough, owners, business owners, taxpayers. Are you a taxpayer of Westchester Borough? Do you live in Westchester Borough? Yes or no?
No, this is regarding Saturday's incident. And do you think if that man would have taken action, he would have only shot at Westchester Borough
No,
residents?
I'm not saying that.
Well, my comments are about Saturday's incident, and it's a short comment. Yeah.
I would like to let you speak.
Thank you.
I understand. What, we need to take a vote?
We have a second on
Do we
the
need
point
to,
of order.
do we need to take a vote, Sean? Or can we just let her say she's grateful to the police officer and everything Chief Lee and his team has done over the weekend?
I'm not being critical of the police officers.
I said grateful. I said grateful.
Grateful.
No, I said you were grateful. No, I'm not. My point is, I'm trying to let you speak.
I understand that, but I think what Mr. Flynn and Mr. McInnes have to say in their objections says more about them than it does about me. I'll be the better person and take my seat. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We have reviewed the Westchester Borough Council procedural rules and regulations, first adopted on October 19, 1994, and most recently updated in September of 2024. While it mentions public comment, public is not defined exclusively as residents or taxpayers. We have reached out to the borough manager regarding the policy about public comment in borough council meetings. This is what we have received from the borough council manager, Sean Metrick. We have also reached out to Ms. Swart to hear what she had to say. We will follow up when we receive more information. Borough Council then turned to a discussion on possible fees and discounts for the annual Christmas Parade, Westchester's largest annual event that brings well over 10,000 visitors to the borough. Parking and labor costs were the main topics of the event. Councilwoman Lisa Dorsey suggested increasing the current parking rate from $10 and keeping the rate consistent across all of the borough's special events. The additional funds would offset the cost of the events, such as labor from Public Works and the police. Councilman Bernie Flynn brought up issues with the borough's surface lots. As they are not enclosed, non-borough residents may not pay the parking fees, as they may not be aware of the parking kiosks in the area. The surface lots are typically unstaffed. He then made the suggestion of having a line item in the Parks and Recreation budget that would be 50% of the cost of the labor for the event. Councilwoman Sheila Vaccaro agreed with Councilwoman Dorsey's point about having a consistent parking fee across all borough events and did not want to single out the Christmas parade. She then wanted clarification on what exactly constitutes an event. From the various charity runs, the chili cook-off, the restaurant festival, and the Christmas parade, Westchester is host to a wide variety of events of many different shapes and sizes. Mayor DeBaptiste reiterated several times that the Christmas parade cannot be compared to any of the other events in the borough. For one, even though it is called the Westchester Parade, it is fully operated by the Chamber of Commerce. The restaurant festival, on the other hand, while not as large as the Christmas parade, is fully operated, staffed, and funded by the borough. Other events, such as the chili cook-off, are run by private, nonprofit entities. Mayor DeBaptiste advised caution to equalizing all of the events as they vary in size and location. Mayor DeBaptiste then stressed the suggestion to keep the revenue from parking instead of splitting it with event runners.
The parking, we should keep it. We should keep all of the parking for all of the events, all of the time. I've said this repeatedly, simply because there's very few opportunities for the Westchester Borough to fundraise, quote unquote. This is the only way, parking. And if it's like hotels. If they charge less on a Friday and Saturday, would that make sense? So it does not make sense for us to give away our parking when it's only the one thing we have that we can perhaps recoup some of the expenses.
After discussing amongst themselves, Borough Council decided to take the topic back to 3 separate committees to further clarify what defines an event that justifies a $20 parking fee and determine if it should apply to only the Christmas parade or all of the borough's events. We'll keep you updated. This past Wednesday, the House Energy Committee tabled House Bill 502, the House bill we covered 2 weeks ago that would create an independent committee to regulate energy projects in the state of Pennsylvania. It was on the agenda, but it was pulled before it could be voted on by Committee Chair Representative Liz Fiedler, so as of now it is tabled. We had an opportunity to speak with environmental activist Ginny Kerslake, who initially brought the potential law to our attention.
HB 502, first of all, for those who don't know, it is a bill that's been introduced in Harrisburg that would take local control away from zoning and land uses. And it would do this by creating a board in Harrisburg that could issue certificates to energy projects, exempting them from local zoning and ordinances. So this week, on Tuesday, it was up for a vote in committee. And in order to advance, it had to be voted out of committee. And surprisingly, in a turn of events at the last minute, it was pulled from the agenda. It was not voted on Tuesday. And so the bill has been halted in committee.
And so, what does that mean? Does that mean that the bill is not moving forward at all, or is it just paused? So, what's the status of it?
Yeah, so it means it's paused. The bill still exists. At any time, that committee could call another meeting and vote on it. But that would have to happen, first of all, for it to advance through the normal process. The other thing that could possibly happen, because they really want to push this bill through, the governor wants to push this bill through, is that they could somehow work it into the budget and force it through that way. Right now, our state legislature is trying to pass a budget before the June 30th soft deadline, before they go on summer recess. And this is the time of year when very controversial bills can get pushed through. So we're keeping a close eye on it. And the only reason that it was pulled from the agenda on Tuesday is that we've had hundreds of people across Pennsylvania making calls to their state legislators, expressing their opposition to this bill and urging state representatives to vote no on HB 502. So to everyone who has made those calls, we thank them for doing that. I did a live feed on Monday out at Exton Park, where our community was able to stop a developer's plans to build a power plant right near the Exton Park, right alongside the Chester Valley Trail and around neighborhoods. And the reason we were able to stop that plan was because it didn't fit in with our zoning, and he needed a zoning ordinance amendment. And there was so much public opposition that he withdrew his application. If HB 502 were to pass, there is nothing stopping that developer from going ahead with his plans. All he would need to get was a certificate from this unelected industry bias board that they would have created in Harrisburg. And that certificate would exempt him from local zoning, and there would be nothing we could do about it at the local level.
If someone watching this is hearing this and they would like to have their voice be heard to the people that can make a decision about this, who would they reach out to, and how would they reach out to them?
Sure. So we are asking people to do two things. One is to continue to call your state representative and state senator and express opposition to HB 502 and urge them to vote no on this, whether it comes to them as a bill or whether it's been put into the budget. If you don't know the number for your state senator or state representative, or even who they are, you can just Google, find my state legislator PA, and you will see a link that you can go to, and you just punch in your address and that information will pop up. Anybody listening to this in Chester County, your state senator is probably going to be Carolyn Comita. It could be John Kane, and then there's a number of state reps, but you could find it out that way if you don't know it, or if you don't know the number. The other thing that we're asking people to do is to call Speaker Joanna McClinton. She is the one with a lot of power in the State House, and could be making some decisions on what bills get advanced and what gets forced into the budget. So it's important for everyone to call her office as well. The number is 717-772-9850. And you can leave a message, or you may speak to a staffer. Tell them that you are opposed to HB 502 and urge Speaker McClinton to not advance this bill and or not force it into the budget. I think I would just like to stress that this bill is not a renewables energy bill. It is for all of the above energy. And in Pennsylvania, we know that that means a lot of fossil fuel infrastructure. It's very important in terms of not just protecting communities and public health and safety locally, but it's also important for protecting the environment and protecting climate as well.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Kyle.
We have reached out to Representative Mandy Steele, who introduced the bill, and our own Representative Chris Pielli, who also sits on the committee and had an amendment to the bill to be voted on. We would like to give both of them an opportunity to speak to us about the bill, but we have not heard back from Representative Steele, and we have been unable to coordinate a time to speak with Representative Pielli. When we hear more, we'll let you know. And now, here's Darrin with the local sports.
In Philly sports news, Jalen Hurts continues to inspire with the announcement of an upcoming release of his children's book, Better Than a Touchdown, set for March 10th, 2026. The book is based on a boy named Jalen with big dreams of playing on the school football team. When he hears the crushing news the team has been cut, he knows he has to figure out a way to save it. Hurts expressed that having his own book was a dream come true, and he hopes it will share wisdom about resilience and self-belief with the next generation. In other Philly news, with the third pick in the draft, the 76ers selected the explosive guard VJ Edgecombe out of Baylor by way of the Bahamas. Known for his intensity and fearless rim attacks, Edgecombe brings athleticism, high energy, defense, and an edge that fits right in with Philly. Quote, "He's got that dog in him," one scout said. "Now he's got a city that thrives on it. Let's see if he can be the piece that the Sixers need." Let us know if you like the pick below in the comments. In local sports, shout out to everyone who came out to the Melton Center Summer Basketball League Week 1. Thank you to all the vendors. Special thanks to Gillian Wallow for providing the pure fuel so the kids could stay hydrated in the heat. And shout out to the DJ for the good music. And now for the final scores. Holy Hoopsters beat WCPD. WCC Kappas beat No Escape Gear. Aaron's Angels beat Miller Painting. Truist beat Citadel. WC Quest beat Westchester Chronicle. And Verano Construction beat Alpha Phi Alpha. Westchester Chronicle is a proud sponsor of the Melton Center Summer Basketball League. See you there Sunday for more action.
Thank you, Darrin. And now, here's Emily with the weather.
Well, hey there, Benita, and it's great to see you again, Westchester. I'm Emily Gaughan, here to walk you through your forecast for this weekend and beyond. Well, this past week brought some extreme heat warnings and major temps, but this week should be a bit cooler. On Friday, we go up to 81 degrees and down to 62 degrees. We finish up a little rainstorm from yesterday, and it should wrap around noon. There's a 50% chance that this turns stormy. On Saturday, we go up to 89 degrees and down to 64 degrees. We're looking at another rain starting around 2 p.m. It will be light, but we've got a 60% chance of turning into stormy weather. On Sunday, we go back up to 89 degrees and down to 68, with our rain from Saturday ending in the early hours. Sunday's got a slight breeze like Friday and Saturday, and after our rain passes, we should get a little bit of sun. Taking a look into next week, we've got a high of 90 degrees on Monday, with rain starting in the afternoon. That rain continues all day Tuesday when we go up to 89 degrees. It will be fairly light and picking up after dinner time. We also get a little breezier on Wednesday as well. That rain finishes up in the early hours Wednesday, but there is a chance that the tail end of it brings a 40% chance of storms. Wednesday also has a good breeze throughout the day and goes up to 87 degrees. On Thursday, we finally have a clear day, sunny and going up to 88 degrees. Those clouds slowly make their way back in on Friday, going up to 87 degrees and bringing another bout of light showers in the early afternoon. So Monday through Friday are going to be much cooler than last week, but we will still break a sweat. We drop down to the mid to high 60s at night, and when you're outside, make sure you've got your sunscreen on. Back to you, Benita.
Thank you, Emily. If you haven't noticed the large blinking orange signs on all the main streets in town, we can provide some insight as to what's going on. On June 5th, 2024, Paul Miller's law was signed by Governor Josh Shapiro. The new hands-free law bans handheld cell phone use while driving, and enforcement of the law began on June 5th of this year. From PA.gov, this law is named for Paul Miller Jr., who was tragically killed in a crash with a tractor trailer in 2010 in Monroe County. It was a result of a distracted driver reaching for their phone while driving. Texting while driving is already illegal. But now, if you have your phone in your hand, even at a stop sign, even at a red light, you may face a $50 fine. To keep yourself and other drivers safe, take these following precautions as provided by PA.gov. If you are expecting a text message or need to send one that can't wait, pull over and park your car in a safe location before using your device. Ask a passenger to be your designated texter. Allow them to access your phone to respond to calls and messages. Do not engage in social media scrolling or messaging while driving. And if you're struggling not to text and drive, activate your phone's Do Not Disturb feature. Silence your notifications or put your phone in the trunk, glove box, or back seat of your vehicle until you arrive at your destination. You can learn more about the law by going to pa.gov. Stay safe out there. And if you're looking to stay out of the heat and rain this weekend, how about an indoor activity? The Chester County History Center is having a book sale on Saturday the 28th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can drop by 225 North High Street to fill up a bag of historic literature, maps, photos, and goods from the History Center Library's collection. You can fill up one of their provided bags for $5, or you can bring your own bag and pay $3. Remember, money spent in the borough stays in the borough. So come on down and support the town. As always, we appreciate you tuning in. Thanks to your continued support, our team has grown and we look forward to bringing you even more coverage. With our friends at Alliance Space, we can take our project to the next level. However, in order to keep this show ad-free, we will need your help. If you appreciate what we do, please consider becoming a supporter on Patreon, liking and sharing us on Facebook, and subscribing on YouTube. It's the easiest way to support us and help us bring you the news. And if you'd like to listen to our show via podcast, you can find us on SoundCloud. Finally, if you have a news tip, an event you'd like us to cover, or just want to say hi, you can reach us via email at westchesterchronicle@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Our program is produced by Crimson Planet Media, recorded at Alliance Space here in downtown Westchester, and our music is by Doug Keller. As always, we want to thank you for your time, and we hope to see you soon. Until then, I'm Benita Ties with the Westchester Chronicle.